Should be there. We're live. All right. Let me just reboot my screen up here, and we are live. And I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We have people already here. We have Troy from Adventure America. We have Angela, Mrs. Adventure America, and we have Todd Saw. And that's the three that I've seen in the chat. We are here with Gayle Crabtree today. She is a friend that I met on YouTube many years ago. How many years ago did I meet you on YouTube?
Oh, I think it's only been a couple of months.
Yeah.
I really don't know how long it's been. I'm just glad we met.
Yeah. I'm thinking at least 5-7 years ago. We've met a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. It has. I think our friendship has been one of the best things about YouTube.
I think so too. I've met some awesome people, and I really, really, truly enjoy your friendship. We have Jeff in the chat, and his channel is called Calvin the Boston Terrierist. He has a little Boston Terrier, and he does videos with his Boston Terrier. And we have Trekking with Deb and Mike. And I thank you all for coming. We have some fun stuff I don't know about fun stuff to talk about, but we have an update. Gayle is down in the Mountain City area, and her area was hit by Hurricane Helene last year. Was September, right? Last year in September?
About the 27th of September.
Yeah, and your area's gone through a terrible time with the damage from the hurricane. Now, Asheville got a lot of publicity and has gotten a lot of help, but Mountain City is kind of pushed off to the side and kind of forgotten a little bit. So
yeah, we
want to talk about is Mountain City in Virginia, he's asking. Todd is asking, is Mountain City in Virginia?
No, actually, if you look at a map of Tennessee, we have this extreme northeast corner. And I am on just about exactly that tip on the northeast corner. So our county actually borders Virginia and western North Carolina, northwestern portion of North Carolina. So when the hurricane came in, and you hear everything about Asheville, and rightfully so, they tend to take all of the publicity, which, number one, they need it. And number two, everybody knows where Asheville is. Nobody knows where Mountain City is. And we're about 30 minutes from the Damascus, about 45 minutes from Boone, North Carolina, and about 45 minutes to an hour to Abingdon, Virginia. And we're beyond. A lot of people ask me, are you close to Bristol? And because everybody's heard, or a lot of people have heard about Bristol, Tennessee and Bristol, Virginia, where the state line goes through the middle of town. And we are up way beyond. Keep going northeast from Bristol, and eventually you'll find us.
Yeah. So. And Trekking with Deb and Mike are saying they were in Damascus when they saw Helene coming, so they packed up and left.
That was a smart thing to do.
Yeah. And Todd is saying that he just subbed to your channel. So thank you, Todd, for doing that.
Thank you.
You will love Gayle.
I will sub you.
Yeah. So you will love Gayle. She does live streams every Sunday night.
Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern.
I try to keep up with. Yeah, and she has two beautiful service dogs. One is going to be Pipsy's going to be.
He's going to be transitioning to become a therapy dog, and I just got the other dog a couple of weeks ago. So we're still learning how to work together. And he is actually going to be my service dog. So Pipsy is a small Labrador retriever, yellow lab. And my new service dog is a Bernese Mountain Dog. So quite a difference in size and temperament and just lots different.
And I'll be seeing Gayle on Thursday because we're meeting halfway or close to halfway. And I get to meet the new baby. I get to meet the new service dog.
Yay,
so,
you do.
Yay. So we have a little video that we want to show. It's a very short, it was a reel, a very short reel. And then Gayle's going to show some pictures and she's going to tell how Hurricane Helene affected their area in Mountain City. And if you have questions, I have a pad of paper. I'll try to write them down so we can ask them to Gayle when she gets done talking, or we'll cut her off. I don't know. But we're going to make this as informative as we can, just to make everybody aware of what's going on down in Mountain City. So let me show the video first.
Down, the river swelled, lights went dark as the thunder yelled. We carried each other into the light. Appalachia strong, we hold the line through the wind and flood. We shine. Fear and tears, they come and go, but love, it rises steady and slow. We rise again. Together we belong. Appalachia strong. The mountains echo with a prayer, a song of hope, it fills the air. No storm can break the ties we've spun. We're bound together, everyone.
So there you
Okay.
go.
Did everybody hear that okay? We have the K and Mac project in the house, in the chat. Hi, Sock, his Sock Monkey, and his wife, Minnow.
It's good to meet everyone. Good to see you. I appreciate everyone coming out tonight.
So that was, tell what that video was about.
Okay, well, the video is a compilation of clips that I took both immediately after the hurricane, and then some of the ones toward the back end of the video are actually a little more recent. And at the very end of the video, hopefully everyone recognized Valerie. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I was going to say if you didn't wave your hand, but I don't think we want to do that. Valerie, came down to help with a toy giveaway and a cookie giveaway, and she was just amazing. So she helped me gather socks and toys and just all kinds of things. You rock.
It was a blessing to me to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Gayle, you have some pictures. Did you want to?
Yeah. Can pull those up.
I just do what I'm led to do, Sock, and everybody else in here. It's I don't need praise. I just do it because it's a blessing to me to do it. It makes me happy, and I enjoy it. I really enjoy this kind of work, like just helping out other people and doing what I can do.
Yeah, it just makes you feel good to be able to help and to know that you're making somebody's life better, whether it's for the 5 minutes that you're talking to them or whether you're making a longer impact just to help them feel better and to find that positive. That's really something that we struggled with immediately after Helene because we were so overwhelmed. We are already a poor county in the poor section of Appalachia. And since Helene, we lost our major employer. And those jobs, they say, are not coming back. And Valerie, I know you and I talked about, it's not just the primary employer, but all of the spinoff positions. Like if you have the food truck that sells your food when the factory workers are out on break, and suddenly there is no factory worker there anymore, then what do you as a food truck owner do to try to make it work? And what does your staff do that you're having to let go because you don't have the business, and how do they make it work? So we have plummeted to now we are the poorest county in the state of Tennessee, and we have the highest unemployment rate in the state. So we're all a little concerned because of the jobs. So it's putting the extra strain. But what people don't realize, and I always want to mention this straight up in the beginning, is when you lose your house, let's say the floodwaters come in and it just absolutely washes your whole house away, and maybe it's even washed part of the foundation away, and you lose all of that, your mortgage doesn't stop. You still have to pay on that house, whether it's there or not. So when the hurricane comes in and your home is significantly damaged and you've got repairs, or whether you're still paying on the mortgage, you have the extra expense of finding a place to live. And maybe you're renting, maybe you're trying to build something on your property. But you have those extra expenses of day-to-day life in addition to you're still paying your mortgage. So they're saying that the recovery time is going to be about 5 years more, and we're already 1 year out. I really thought that that was an over-exaggeration, but it's not. Just a few weeks ago, we finally got the last people out of tents. So yay for that. But, we're a year out. And
Right.
it's still kind of crazy. So
And we have Betty in the chat. Betty has come in from Retirement Days. And we also have a donation of $19.99 from Troy, Adventure America.
Bless
and Angela,
you.
Thank you so much, Troy.
Thank you, Troy.
And we have
Angela,
a super
thank you.
chat from Todd Saw for $10.
Thank you,
And
Todd.
I'm going to take anything. This is not a charity drive. This is more informational, but if you choose to donate, that's fine. I'm going to make sure the money that's donated tonight goes to Gayle, and she can use it for toys for Christmas or whatever she needs to help the community this holiday season. But like I said, I didn't intend this to be a charity live stream, but I know you guys are super amazing, and I appreciate it, Troy, for the $19.99 and Todd for the $10. And I'll make sure when I see Gayle on Thursday.
Hey, Tanya.
I will be bringing Gayle. Tanya's in the house too. Hi, Tanya. I'll make sure when I see Gayle on Thursday, I'm bringing her some socks, 400 pairs of socks.
Yay.
I'm bringing her some hand knit hats that my mom knit, and some mittens that my mom knit, and some couple of scarves. And that's all going to be going to Gayle this Thursday when we meet on Thursday. Yay. Hiking with Jackie Boy is here. Jackie Boy is a dog, and his human is Kevin. So this is Kevin in the chat with us tonight.
Hi, Kevin.
And tell me again, what is Jackie Boy? What kind of dog is Jackie Boy? I forget. It's a little miniature doggy. I'm not good. The miniature doggy.
Okay.
He's a cute little dog. But so did you, if you want to share your screen and show some pictures, you can kind of go through some pictures with them and show them some of the area and what it looked like when the hurricane came through. A miniature pincher.
Oh, those are cute. Those are cute. So, okay, somebody already said that they were familiar with Damascus by having seen the news that Helene was coming in and they left. For those of you who are not familiar with Damascus, I've got a short video. I'm just going to play a little clip, and it is actually the road between Mountain City and Damascus prior
Is this the road
to
that
the
we traveled
hurricane.
on that was still
And then I'll
down?
show you a picture of, no, actually that's another road.
Okay.
I'll show you some pictures of it too.
Well, Jeff,
This-
from Calvin, the Boston Terriers, Jeff just donated $19.99.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Jeff, you are super awesome. Troy, Todd, Sock Monkey just put $20 in.
Thank you, Sock Monkey.
This is really going to help the children this Christmas.
It will. It will.
I won't be able to probably this Christmas go shopping with you, but I know that you're going to use it for good.
I'll make some
Gayle and I
videos
shopped
of
for
it.
the kids last year together. Kevin, Hiking with Jackie Boy, just put 10 in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like
all.
I said, this was not a fundraiser, but I know you guys are so super awesome. I so appreciate this. And did you load those? Let me see.
Yeah, I've got.
All right.
Is
There we
the
go.
video showing? I can't see. I can't share the screen and see what you've got. So is it
I've
showing?
got the video there. So
Okay.
if you, okay, yeah, you can start it.
Okay. So this is the road, like I said, going to Damascus from my house. And you can see how nice and smooth it is. This was taken right before the hurricane. So it gives you a good viewpoint of what the road is supposed to be like. But let me show you what happened. I'm going to pull this up. If
Todd's asking how far you are from Lebanon.
Lebanon is several hours from me. I'm going to say about 5 hours because I'm in the northeast point and Lebanon is not, basically. Here is the picture of the road from my house to Damascus. This was right after the hurricane came in, and I hope it's showing up.
It is showing. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. I'm going to show you just a little bit here by zooming in. The road, it's not just that this road is broken, but it's undercut underneath. So it was like that in multiple portions of the road. And basically, they had to go through and rebuild the road, parts of it. Now, on over to the right, I'm waving my cursor around, so hopefully you can see that. You can kind of see roughly where the creek is supposed to be under normal circumstances. But this creek actually rose. We had so much water so fast that the creek rose up and not just covered the road, but actually washed a good portion of it away, even on the other side of the road. Now, I don't have a photo of that because that was blocked off at the time, and this was as far as you could get. So, like, you could get out and walk a little bit unless the police caught you, but I wasn't about to try that. I didn't want to press my luck.
Yeah.
But if you can imagine the water rising up from the creek bed to coming over the road, and going across both sides, that's what we were looking at. That's the volume of water. So I wanted to show those two videos so you could get a really good before and after. And that, like I said, is the road to Damascus. So the person who said they left before Damascus, I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know if you're still in here. Because to me, it's pretty telling.
So
now,
Rowdy is here, and Rowdy is from foothills of Appalachia.
Then if you're from the foothills of Appalachia, you probably have a pretty good idea of what we went through. Probably, yeah. You probably didn't escape unscathed. And I am sorry about that if you did not. Here's another picture of, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to remind everybody to give a thumbs up to the video for you.
Please do. Okay, so here's another picture of a road in the community of Trade, Tennessee. And we have the same thing here. Like you can see where the creek is supposed to be. It also came up over the road. And the little house that's kind of down in a dip, the water got into that house. So that's just the sheer volume. Now, not only did we have the volume, but we had the force of the water. So you don't usually think necessarily about water having this really strong force behind it until you get in a situation like this. So one of the things that we had happen was we had trees that wound up catching cars, basically, because some of the cars wound up in trees. Also, let me pull up another one of a church.
Rowdy's saying they didn't get much flooding like the folks in the Carolinas.
I'm glad you didn't get much flooding. So that makes me really happy for you. Now, I'm not in the Carolinas. I'm actually in Northeast Tennessee. Now, this church, now, Valerie, we passed this church, but I'm not really sure if you could see it really fast from the road. But this poor church, now this is not the one that washed away. We did have a church that did completely wash away. But this creek that's right behind it used to be a very narrow, gently running stream. And so with the water and with the force of the water, it undercut the foundation of the church so that the back of the church was actually hanging over the creek. Whereas before, it was more off to the left. There was this nice little grassy space between the back of the church and the creek. And that gives you an idea of the force that was behind the water.
So what did they do? Did they have to take the church down?
No, they were able to get in there pretty much immediately and start shoring up the backside of that church to keep it from collapsing on into the water, and then do a lot of work from that point just to try to save the church. And unfortunately, we did completely lose a church. I don't know if I have a photo of that, but I'll try to find one. I think there's one on Facebook.
You showed it to me when I was down there. You showed me the roof of the church on the ground. I think it was.
Yeah, they found that and actually brought it in. So yeah.
Rowdy's saying he's in Northwest Georgia.
Okay. So you're away from us, but I understand that still parts of Georgia still had some issues. So I'm glad that yours wasn't bad.
Shiny Knife is in the house. The channel is Shiny Knife, and that's Larry.
Hi, it's
and
nice
we're talking about the flooding a little over a year ago, down in Mountain City from Hurricane Helene.
Yeah. And I've got up here a photo of, this is actually my husband's church. And I feel so bad for them because this parking lot that he is standing on, they had just resealed the parking lot a couple of months before Helene came in and did this.
And Busy Lady is here.
Hey, busy lady. So yeah, so that was the parking lot of my husband's church, and I don't know how much that you guys are actually able to see on details, but you can see debris over here to the right, next to where my husband is. You can see debris on that little driveway. Well, that's how far the water came up there. And so about how deep would you say the water is at the culvert? 15 feet?
About that, yeah.
Okay. So the water came up. He's here, so I was just checking with him. So it's about 15 feet from the culvert base to the creek below. So the water rose the 15 feet and kept going, covered the parking lot, and rose up to where this water line is. Now this photo was taken a week after the hurricane because US 421, which is a major US highway, part of it washed out in multiple sections, and we could not get there to check on the church for a week. This is in the small community of Trade, Trade. Back in the 1700s, there was an old Native American trading post there, and everybody went there to trade. That's how the name stuck with the community. So a couple of the other pictures that I have from Trade, I'm going to show you these. And in this community, they were actually having to go door to door on ATV, horseback, feet, you name it, just to check on people. And their electricity was not restored until right before Christmas. So they went from the end of September into December before they got electricity. Our kids, due to weather-related events, they missed 74 days of school. After the hurricane, we didn't go back to school until I think it was the 6th of November. It just worked out to be the day after Election Day, whatever day that was. But this is this is not the main road, but this is one of the secondary arteries, not far from the main road that you're looking at here. And you can see somebody's damaged van, and they've already tried to bring in some equipment to work on it at this point. But the road, that's what you're looking at. So the damage right here wasn't as bad as some other portions of the Trade community. Like here, you can just barely tell there was even a road.
So Jeff was asking, does your area have a low water table? Do you know that?
I really don't know. We didn't. So I don't know what it is now. Let me see. Do you happen to know what the water table is?
I don't know. Let me see if I can Google it.
He's going to see if he can Google it. My husband is sitting over here.
Tell him I said hi. Hi, John.
Hey, Valerie.
He says, hey, Val. So, ciao. But you can see this road, and they've kind of had to recreate it there. I don't know where all these rocks came from, North Carolina or Virginia, but they washed in. Now, the Trade community sits, the Trade post office is about a half a mile point to point from the North Carolina-Tennessee state line. If that will help.
Todd says he looked it up, and Helene was the hurricane that Greg Biffle and Cheetah's McFarland went and helped out with the helicopter.
Yes. I don't know the names of all the helicopters that came in, but let me tell you, it was huge. Absolutely
Did they come into
huge.
your area?
Yes. For right in the beginning, that was some of the primary ways we got supplies. Black Hawk helicopters came in first. So let me back up just a little bit. There are 3 major ways into Mountain City. And one is to go around Watauga Lake. The other one is to come in US 421. And the third way is to come in through Damascus. So what happened is, right at the beginning, right after Helene came in, all 3 of those were blocked. And you really couldn't get in or out, not without major was so the only way that they could really get supplies in was by Black Hawk helicopter. To even try to get through, you really needed a 4-wheel drive or a vehicle that had a high ground clearance. Now, for me, not being exactly normal, what happened was I pretty much immediately went out and got on the roads within hours, which was not the smartest idea at all. I do not recommend that at all. But here's the thing. I had a tree that fell on my van. Now, this Chevy Express, we had it outfitted from years working on the Chevy Express to make it a van camper so that when I went on mission trips and stuff, I could take the van. So it was set up for that. But during Hurricane Helene, we had a tree fall. And you really can't tell, but that tree is on the nose of my van. So I was like, my heart was just stopped. And let me get out of this here. But when we backed it out, the van didn't have any damage to it. Few scratches, I will give it that, but like no really major damage. My solar panel was okay. My headlights worked. They're just, if you had looked at the van, you would not know that there had been a tree on it. So when my husband backed it out, I looked at him and I said, I think God means for us to use this van. So use it we did. I went out in the 30 days immediately after Helene. I put over 3,500 miles on that van, getting supplies and bringing them back in. There was one day that I was out for the entire 24 hours plus. I think that was maybe the day I came to see you, Valerie. It's because what was happening pretty much immediately, and if you are ever in an area like this, I really do not recommend at all doing what I did. Okay, so let me just lay this out there, because I left home, and of course everything's dark because there's nothing. Okay, no lights or anything. So I left in the daylight, but it was dark by the time I got back. So that was an experience. But I was driving over downed power lines. There were telephone poles that were leaning like every which way. There were trees down. There was debris all across the road. And when I say debris, I'm not just simply talking about leaves that had blown off the tree. I'm talking about tree limbs, trees themselves, dirt, rocks, mud, you name it. So I would drive for a little distance and everything would be okay. And I would think, wow, this is home sailing. I'm good. And then, like, immediately when that thought hit my mind, then it was like, boom, there's a tree. But what you also saw was good Samaritans out there trying to get the roads cleared off. Now, on US 421, that was impossible. That was just impossible. And Valerie, that's the road that you drove on and probably still have nightmares over.
Todd's saying he's guessing it was hard to find fuel.
Yes, it was. And not only was it hard to find fuel, okay, everything was closed down in Mountain City because there was no electricity. I was without electricity for 2 weeks. Other portions, like I said, the other part of the county where trade was, or trade is rather, it was almost Christmas before they got electricity back. But in the immediate aftermath, like none of the businesses had generators. So they could not open because you have to have electricity to be able to get those pumps going. And then when they did open up, it was cash only. So it doesn't matter how much you have on your debit card. If you don't have electricity to be able to pull that money out, you know, you may as well be a hobo, basically. Now,
How many people lost their homes? Do you know how many people lost their homes?
60 people lost homes.
No, well over 100.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said 60. My husband was actually on the board for the long-term recovery group. I'm just on communications, outreach, things like that. But he was saying well over 100. I know at one point they said there was like 600 cases open. And that number has started to come down, thankfully.
And Angela's saying that she thinks disasters like Helene bring out the best in people. A lot of folks step up to help.
They did. One of the things about being in a mountain community like at this corner of Appalachia is we're not really used to having a lot of government help or a lot of outside help. So what happened was people just immediately got out there and started doing whatever they could for themselves or for other people. So it just was like, it was very haphazard at first, but then a wonderful woman named Ashley went to she just was like, made this Herculean effort to try to bring agencies together so we could start talking. But at one time, at one point rather, the church kind of central to downtown, they were serving 1,000 meals twice a day. Now, you got to think, half of this county you can't get to at all because US 421 is out. And part of the folks that live close to Damascus can't get out because that portion of the road is gone. So unless you're driving around, like it's called, the name of the lake is Watauga. And unless you're driving around that, there's just no way in or out. So you got to keep this in mind when you hear that they're serving that many meals because vast portions of our county could not get there. So, yeah.
And Ari's World just came into the chat, and Ari is a dog, and his human is Jeff. I mean, Chris. I'm sorry, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
So Chris is in the chat.
Well,
and Todd had a question. Let's see if I go back up here. That was Todd said. Let's see. Well, Sak is saying it's always good to have some cash on hand.
Yes.
And he was asking, did you have a generator? And if not, do you have one now?
Yes, we actually did already have a small generator because of camping. We had that. But we also had on my van, we had solar. So we were actually pretty well set. And it was a good thing, but it also kind of made me feel guilty in a way. Now we couldn't always get the gas that we needed. Like John went out to get 2 gas tanks filled, and he could only get 1 filled. So there was that. But with having the generator and having the RV that thankfully did not have damage, we were able to stay warm and have some electricity. Now, we did wind up doing damage to the electrical system on the RV by using the generator, but at least we had it while we did. And, having solar on the van was huge. Because one of the things, too, about van life is I not only had solar, but I had appliances that would run on like very, very little electricity. Like I have this little mini griddle that people laugh, but I actually cook on it. And so I had that, and I had a special washing machine that you can run on solar without using a lot of electricity. So we had things like that. And it did kind of make me feel a little guilty. Because we were able to keep our devices and things charged. Of course, right in the immediate aftermath, we didn't have cell service. There was no cell service. There was no home internet. There was no home phones, nothing like that. And then a few days later, when we started getting those things, it was very intermittent. And you might have service in the morning and then 2 hours later not have service at all. And it was just something you have to deal with. So I cannot begin to tell you how chaotic this was right at the beginning. Because you couldn't get out, or at least you weren't supposed to get out. And then you had no cell service. You have no internet. Everything's closed. You can't buy food. Your food in your freezer is going bad. So you don't know, like, do we open the freezer or get something out of it? Or do we leave the freezer closed thinking that maybe we'd have electricity in a day or two and it would be okay? And of course it wasn't. So you have all of this going on through your mind. And I actually, in the middle of all of this going through my mind, I actually did a YouTube Shorts where, as I'm recording, I have trees falling around me. So I decided to cut that off and go back inside. So you have all of that to deal with, and then you're hearing stories of this road might be out, or that road might be out, or this person's got their roof missing, or that person is now missing a wall of their home. And you start hearing these things and it's like you're hearing it through the grapevine. So it's like one neighbor on one side of the street says, "Hey, I'm missing part of my roof. How is that going for you?" And then that neighbor and that neighbor. So you literally have a grapevine going. And that's like the only way to get information. So right at first, it was completely chaotic.
So people did donate trailers, so people had a place to stay. Is there anybody left in tents?
No. As of about 4 weeks ago, we have everybody out of tents now. So yay.
Yay.
But we did run into some trailers. It was really interesting because a lot of well-intentioned people donated trailers, and that is a wonderful thing, but they didn't check to make sure that like the heat worked or the electricity worked. It was like, "Hey, I've got this trailer that's been sitting in my yard. Let me bring it to you." And they were not always in good shape. So what we were having to do was try to check the trailers to make sure that there were, for example, no soft spots in the floor, and that the electricity worked or that the heat worked. And a lot of times we found problems with the trailers. And for some reason, and we still don't know why, we got no FEMA trailers. They came to other portions of Northeast Tennessee, but missed Johnson County.
Well, Todd is asking, have a lot of people moved away since the biggest employer there is not coming back?
Some people have, but the reality in our area is that we were already a poor county, so people didn't have the money. And you know, that's something too that I want to mention about the hurricane is a lot of people got paid at the first of the month or the first couple of days of the month. And Helene came in on the 27th. And your question about have people moved away is what reminded me of this, because people ask me all the time, well, if you knew the storm was coming, why didn't you leave? And one of the things was we didn't get really accurate reporting that pertained to our county. We were hearing, oh, low-lying areas are going to flood. We weren't hearing, oh, my stars, this is going to be for you an apocalyptic flood. So a lot of people ask that. But the thing is, when it comes in right before payday, nobody's got any money to leave with. And so it's kind of the same situation with people moving away because of the jobs. And if you didn't have any money beforehand, you still don't have any money with the jobs. So that keeps people. And we do have some folks who have family property, such as it is now, and that factors in too. So,
and Lisa came into the chat. Did I say hi to Lisa?
Okay. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. I met Lisa. I met her from YouTube, and we have actually met up. So Lisa's very cool. Her and her husband, Charlie, are very cool people.
Yay. Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad you came in. And yeah, so true. No one should judge white. I agree. But we do have some judgment, and that, you know, and that's going to happen. That's what people do.
That's exactly. That's what people do. Unless you're in that situation yourself, you just don't know what you would do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, she's in Eastern North Carolina.
Yeah, I saw that pop up. My husband went to school in Eastern North Carolina. So,
well, she was living up here and she moved away. But I met her on YouTube, even though she did live up here in my area for a while. What agencies helped you out the most when you were going through all of this? What agencies came in and gave you the most help?
Well, let's see. The Red Cross came in for a couple of weeks and then left. And now they have come back and they're helping do some funding. That's been helpful. But we've also had UMCOR. Oh my gosh. UMCOR has been amazing. And UMCOR stands for the United Methodist Committee on Relief. They sent hundreds of flood buckets, shovels, tarps, hazmat suits, things to treat mold with in the beginning, but they have also been able to secure funding for case managers who can help the people rebuild their homes and put their lives back together. And I don't know how we could have had case managers without them. I really don't. So they've been amazing. Samaritan's Purse. I knew nothing about Samaritan's Purse before this, and now I will always sing their praises. They were there. I don't even know that the rain had stopped falling before they were there. I mean, seriously. And they were huge, and they're still here on the ground, still working, still helping.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah. World Kitchen was out. They helped feed people. First Christian Church. But then we also had Crossroads Missions. The Salvation Army came out and helped. First Tennessee Development District. Brethren Disaster Ministries. And the International Orthodox Christian Charities came out, and they're still there. Catholic Charities, they've been huge. They've done a lot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we've had like Appalachia Service Project and United Way of the Highlands. But what was kind of interesting, and this will tell you that just I still get teary about this. Okay, y'all. We've heard of mission teams to the Bahamas, right?
Right.
And how we often go to the Bahamas or send teams. Well, Helene was so bad and the damage was so intense that a mission team from the Bahamas came to help us about 3 weeks after Hurricane Helene hit. So, yeah,
That's awesome.
let that sink in.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And those poor guys, they had never seen snow before, and it snowed while they were here. And I think they literally thought they were dying because they're used to 95, 100-degree heat, they said, and then boom, they've got snow.
It's a new experience for them.
Yeah, but we were just glad to see them. So, yeah.
Okay. So how did the YouTube community, we've both been on YouTube for a minute. How did the YouTube community support you? Did they at all?
Oh, my stars. Oh, my stars, you all. Like YouTube, you all have been just absolutely amazing. You've been generous. You've been supported. I had people praying for us. I had people donating things, donating stuff. I had people trying to call me right immediately after the hurricane and couldn't get me. And then they were like all worried and stuff. And I don't blame them for being worried because all the communications were down. But it's just, let me show you a couple of pictures, okay? Because I do feel like pictures tell the story of 1,000 words. All right, so let me get these. Because y'all, okay, we had people who were not going to have Christmas for their kids. And so one of the things that happened is YouTube. See these Christmas toys? That's a little start. Oh, and you can see we have water in the background and all kinds of stuff. Whoops. Wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way, I think. There we go. Oh, backing up. Valerie, does any of this bring back
I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Okay. So YouTube, you all have been, oh my gosh, amazing. So you saw a few of the toys. Here's some more. I put out word through YouTube that we were trying to figure out how we were going to get Christmas for these kids. And this is in trade, which is the hardest hit of the community. And so you all completely filled the fellowship hall of this little church with toys. And we made sure that the families took the toys home so they could put them under the tree. Because what happened was there was a couple of other toy giveaways that came to like another portion of the county. But what they did was they had a party and they handed out the toys. So there was still nothing under the trees, even if the people could have gotten to it. Oh, sorry, that's the shelter. So, I mean, that was huge. But, you know, it doesn't stop there. It doesn't start there. I mean, we had water coming in because people saw it on YouTube. We had clothes and supplies coming in because people saw it on YouTube. We had personal supplies. We had laundry detergent. You all saw the clip in the video, right? Where we have this shopping cart and the buggy has got like tons of like soap and stuff in it. We actually wound up pretty much filling that shopping cart. And it was through you all, through YouTube. Now, my daughter was able to reach out to a mushing group online, Ugly Dogs. Y'all have been awesome. I'm going to send the link and you can hear this. Oh, wow. I can't say enough. I just can't.
So you've done something, Gayle, to help your community. This actually, the second thing, you've written 2 books.
Yep.
And is this backwards?
Well, I wanted
read
to.
that? Huh?
Let me go back
tell
in.
if that's reading backwards.
No, it's frontwards. It's frontwards.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay. It looks backwards on my screen. But Gayle wrote a book. And do you want to tell us about this book and what this book is going to do?
Yes. The book is called Service Dog Pipsy Helps After a Hurricane. And I have the service dog whose name is Pipsy. And so I wrote the book to commemorate what we did with 3,500 miles on the van in the 30 days after Hurricane Helene. Because I did it because kids, as we know, we internalize our emotions when we're kids because we don't know how to express it. So I wanted to write a children's book. It's designed for young readers. And I wanted them to be able to see that people supported them, even in those really dark times. And I wanted to be able to put a scene in the book where service dog Pipsy comes and he is handing out supplies. And somebody in the book says, "Hey, isn't that your friend Daisy?" And Daisy is in the line. And she's another service dog. And she's sad because all of her pretty flowers washed away. Well, she's named Daisy. And so in the book, Pipsy says it's okay to be sad and it's not your fault, and encourages her to talk with her person. And so that I actually had this book looked at by a social worker who had taught preschool classes. And she really appreciated that. She liked that being in there because hopefully it's going to help kids talk. But the proceeds, go ahead.
Sock is asking what kind of dog Pipsy is.
Pipsy is a yellow lab. And I have got.
Is he beside you?
He is in the floor beside me.
Oh.
But I have a picture of him. I just happen to have a picture of him. And there he is. We're with my daughter. And at this point in time, in order to find supplies, we had to go out of the hurricane impacted area. And we had to go outside of the fringe area around it because that's where everybody was going for supplies. And it was like 2020 all over again. Like stores were empty. So my daughter found supplies in Lexington, Kentucky. So we have a picture of her and Pipsy in the van before we got it all really packed high with supplies so you can at least see him. He went all 3,500 plus miles with me, didn't complain. He was always ready to dive in. And if you saw the video that she just played, like he is actually carrying a bag of stuff that I had dropped and bringing it to me. So the proceeds from the book, though, through the end of the year, all the proceeds are going to go to the Johnson County Tennessee long-term recovery group. They're the ones that are tasked with helping people rebuild their homes. So that's where the money's going to go. And I'm just tickled to be able to do it. All of the things.
Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Okay.
I
the
was
book-
going to say all of the scenes in the book are based on things that we did.
Right. And the book is available on Amazon. Here's some pages in the book. They're really nicely illustrated. I've
Thank
already
you.
gone to Amazon and bought my 5 copies. Some
Thank you.
are going to my grandkids, and I wanted to give one away to one of you who are here tonight. So, and I'm going to be seeing Gayle on Thursday, so I'm going to have her sign it. So before I send it to you, I'll have Gayle sign it so you can have a signed copy. So I'm going to do a drawing. If for some reason you don't have children and you're not interested in having the book, you can donate it to your library or a neighbor child or something like that, a daycare center, something. Would be
Or
fine.
if you want to sponsor a book, I can give it to the school or to the library here if you just want to sponsor it.
Right, then that's fine too. So I'm gonna do my drawings the way I do my drawings, and I have the little hearts. Oop, where am I? I'm here. So I have the little hearts because I love all you guys. And so heart number 1, I've been writing down your names while Gayle's been talking. I have Troy from Adventure America. You're number 1. I'm putting you in the basket. The basket is sitting right here beside me. Oh, here, let me put the book down a minute. Heart number 2 is Todd Saw. Heart number 3 is Angela from Mrs. Adventure America. Heart number 4 is Jeff from Calvin the Boston Terrierist. Heart number 5 is Hiking with Deb and Mike. Heart number 6 is Sock Monkey from the Kay and Mac Project. Number 7 is Betty from Retirement Days. Number 8 is Tanya Lambert.
Yay.
Number 9 is Rowdy from Appalachia. What's his name?
Foothills of Appalachia.
The Appalachia.
Foothills of Appalachia, was that it?
That's it. Foothills. I was trying to get the word foothills, couldn't do it. So he's number 9. Number wait, that was 9. 9 was Kevin from Hiking with Jackie Boy. 10 was Rowdy. So 10 is Rowdy. 9 is Kevin from Hiking with Jackie Boy. I got to stay in line here. Number 11 would be Shiny Knife. Richie, I had his name wrong. I called him Larry. 12 is Busy Lady. That's the new puppy.
Yes, this is the new one.
Ari's World is number 13. And Lisa Schultz, you're number 14. Did I miss anybody? If I missed anybody, please let me know I missed you before I start polling. And I have it written down.
Here in my lap. Okay.
Let's see if Pipsy, you want to pull a number, Pipsy?
Okay.
He really does. He is the best dog ever. I swear.
Oh.
I went on a missions trip with Pipsy up to Alaska.
Yes, you did.
And he was wonderful. He really was. Okay, are you ready? I have one in my hand. And the winner is number 11. And that would be Shiny Knife.
Oh,
So I'll get in touch.
awesome.
I'll get in touch with him and see if I can get in touch with him, see where to send this.
Hello.
And I appreciate it so much. I appreciate everybody coming in. What else do you have to share? Anything else that you have to share?
I do want to give a shout out to an organization called State Line. It's a skating park. And right after Hurricane Helene came in, she realized that she had this very large building And she had space that she could store supplies and serve as a distribution hub. The people that you see here are helping. And this is just one of the pictures of just one section. But this is an example of how our community came together. And this was over in trade that you couldn't get to. All the supplies that you see, or most of the supplies that you see, came out of North Carolina until we could get there about a week in. And that's when I took that photo. They were amazing. So I just didn't want to miss mentioning them.
Yeah, I think he left too. I think he had something he needed to do, but I'll get in touch with him. I'll go to his channel and send him a note or something. I might even have his address already. I'll have to check my address book. I have a YouTube address book, and I have some people in it. And I've been subbed to him for a long time. So I will check. I think I might already have his address. So, but I'll bring Gayle. I'll bring you all 5 of these books that I have, so you can sign them for me. And that would be super awesome. And I'm good. My grandkids will get some, and I'm going to keep a book for myself. And
if you all who are seeing this and in the chat, if you'll help me get the word out about this, that would be huge. The money from the books are being designated for events. So if they do something in the spring, they'll have some funding. If Christmas for toys, they'll have some funding for that too. And that's really a big push, because we have 60 kids whose families have been in turmoil. Like I said, they're having to pay mortgages and also be in a place that's a rental while they can try to get life together. Some of them also at the same time are having to make new car payments because their cars were destroyed. So this is going to be potentially super helpful. So y'all share it.
And Todd is saying big props to you for all you've done to help your community. And I agree. You have done so much for your community.
It's just kind of what you do.
Yeah, since day one, you've just been there doing everything. And they have at the church there, they have a little box outside the church where they put food, little cans of food or packets of food or whatever, where people can come. If people are on the street, they can just come up to the church and help themselves and take something out of the box so that they have a meal for the night if they don't have a meal. And just little things like that. I've never seen that done at a church before, to have a box.
Oh, really?
And it's a nice little setup, like almost like when you share a book, take a book, keep a book, kind of a box like that, where they have food in it. Yeah, and they have food tucked in the box.
It's called a blessing box, and I actually have a video of that up on my channel. It's a short, and as I was putting food in the blessing box, a woman came up to get food. So it was just like that perfect moment. But since the hurricane and losing the county's major employer, we can't hardly keep that stocked. And we don't put out like cases of food at a time, but we do try to keep stuff out there. And it's been a lot harder since the hurricane came in. So just the reality of it.
Right.
So, yeah. So thank you for mentioning that. Thank you, Todd.
Oh, that's awesome.
I appreciate that. It's going to be
so
really
awesome.
helpful. Thank you. So, yes.
And I appreciate the donations tonight. I mean, that's like $80. I'm gonna round it up to 100, and I'm gonna give you a check for 100 when I see you.
Thank you so much. Now that's going to go for Christmas.
That'll be for Christmas. Yeah, I think that should go for Christmas. You should get some toys for those kids down there.
What we'll do. Thank you all so much. And Valerie, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. Sorry about the dogs kind of honing in.
That's the dogs are good. I have a room, chat full of dog people.
Yay. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah, great
And
dogs.
Valerie, thank you again for having me.
Yeah,
Y'all
thank
take
you
care.
all.
It's been good talking to you.
Y'all, thank you all for coming in, and I appreciate it. And I want to try to do more lives. So maybe in the new year, I might start doing some more lives. I might start doing some shorts. I haven't done shorts, but I want to start doing some more lives and stuff. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate y'all coming, and I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. And I will be going to Peru on Monday coming up. And I probably won't be in too many chats, and I probably won't be watching too many videos while I'm gone. I'll be gone for a couple of weeks, but I will catch up with everybody when I get back. And I appreciate your support. I will do the best I can to watch a video here and there. But I appreciate everything. I'm going to say good night. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and thank you for coming and supporting Gayle. I truly appreciate it. Bye.